Hi there guys, so Freewell just released 3 new lenses for the DJI Pocket 3 and I'm really excited about this because this means that we're actually making progress in the quality and what you can do with the DJI Pocket 3. So if you want to see more about these lenses, stay tuned. So here's a really cool thing. When DJI launched the DJI Pocket 3, they did that together with the wide angle lens that you could get both separately but also with the creator combo, and it's this little rascal. And this is really cool because you can actually put this lens on basically like a filter. It's magnetic. It gives you a 15mm full frame field of view, which is really great, so you get that much more wider look if you need that when you're shooting yourself. However, this little beauty has a problem, and that problem is that you can't actually put ND filters on that. And as today, it's quite a sunny day, ND filters, you want that motion blur, that's a really necessity. So that's a big problem. So even though I like the look of this lens, I haven't been using it too much because I haven't had any ND filters, and cranking up the shutter speed works at some times, but at a lot of times it doesn't work. So I've had a problem with that. However, now Freewell have done something that I really appreciate. They have made a 3 lens setup that comes in a case. It looks like this, where they basically have given us a wide angle lens, a macro lens, and also an anamorphic lens. Right now I have the anamorphic lens on here, and the cool thing with these lenses, here is the anamorphic lens. The cool thing with these 3 lenses is that you can actually put ND filters on that. Of course, it's going to be the proprietary ND filters that Freewell makes, but however, the ND filters, you can also put them straight on the Pocket 3 as well. So if you're looking to get ND filters for this, you might actually look at this combo where you get 3 ND filters. It's an ND8, ND16, and also an ND128, and you can use them both, as I said, with the lenses but also together or without the lenses. So the anamorphic lens is a 1.1x anamorphic, and I do not care too much how lights look when shooting anamorphic. I think that's like a Michael Bay type of action look where you have those perfect lines. I'm not a big fan of that look. However, I do like how the background blur, the bokeh, looks when it comes to anamorphic. So that's a really cool thing that you will get with this lens. The other 2 lenses that you get, number 1 is a macro lens. It's a 40mm macro. However, you can't use it as a normal 40mm because of the focus issues, that you can't get like endless focus with it. You only get really close focus. So you put that on, and then you also get a wide angle lens, and to use the wide angle lens you actually have to have the macro lens first installed. So this basically comes as a 2 setup bundle. So if you want to shoot the wide angle, you have to have the macro first, and then you put that wide angle. If you only want to shoot as a macro and want to get really close to your subject, only use the macro, put that on. However, if you want to shoot wide, you have to put on the wide lens as well, and then you can shoot wide angle. And the cool thing here is when you combine the wide angle and the macro, you actually get a macro wide angle lens as well. So you're basically getting 2 different wide angle macro lenses, which is really cool. And of course you can actually put your ND filters on this as well, so the setup becomes a little bit bigger, but I actually haven't seen any issues where the gimbal can't manage the weight, and they are really lightweight. I mean, they basically don't weigh anything, but the gimbal hasn't have any problem. So what I'm doing right now is to see how wide is actually the wide angle lens together with the macro lens that I'm using right now on from Freewell. I'm also gonna try out the normal wide angle lens just to see how big is actually the difference when it comes to how wide it is. I don't have the official millimeters on the wide angle lens from Freewell. And here's the thing about Freewell, a thing that I really like is that the filters that I've used from them haven't had any color cast, because that's a big problem with a lot of ND filters, that when you use them you do introduce some kind of a color cast, and the ones that I've used from Freewell basically haven't had that, and that's such a big plus to using this system. Now on my bigger camera, the Panasonic S5 Mark II X, I'm actually using their eager system, which has been so good, and on the Pocket 3 I've also used their other filters, which also have worked really good. If I was looking for ND filters today, I would probably just get this setup. I have been using the full package from Freewell, which has been great, and you have circular polarizers as well here. You also have a snowy mist filter. But if I had to choose today, I would probably go with this, because the normal ND filters are probably the ones that I'm using the most. And here you also get 3 lenses with it, but depending of course what you need. If you really need those circular polarizers, go with this, and also the snowy mist filters, go with these filters from Freewell. And if you want those extra capabilities, the macro capabilities, and also the extra wide angle and then Anamorphic, go with the other one. I'm gonna try to go around and shoot a little bit and get some footage with all of these 3 setups, and hopefully I can get something really nice. So these lenses actually give me some hope, because I really hope that somebody makes, or Freewell themselves makes, some kind of like 50mm or like a light telephoto lens for the setup, because that's probably the only thing that I miss when shooting with the DJI Pocket 3. That sometimes I would love to get a little bit more telephoto and also get a little bit more shallow depth of field that I can get. So that would be really interesting. So if I know Freewell well, they're probably already working on like a 50mm or a 35mm or maybe an 85mm equivalent lens for the system. And the day that happens, I mean, this is going to change the DJI Pocket 3 even more. So this great camera is actually getting better and better for every day that goes. So guys, if you have any questions about this lens setup, feel free to write them in the comments, and see you soon in the next video. Bye bye.